What's 100 years and seems like a great idea? Or what's 100 years long? Or what's 100 years? What am I talking about, people? I'm trying to get something metaphoric out of my mouth here, but I'm having a tough time doing it. I don't know if you guys remember the Austrian bond, the 100-year bond. And Argentina was flirting with disaster and creating their bond, too. These long 50, 100-year bonds. Well, I don't know if you guys remember this. It was a few months back that the Bloomberg was reporting on this 100-year bond. Austrian 100-year bond enters bear market as negative debt collapses. For months, the world watched in stunned amazement as, alongside the relentless increase in global negative yielding debt, which more than doubled in 2019. That's a big deal, guys. From 8 trillion to 17 trillion. I think it's 20 trillion. I think Max Kaiser was talking about this. I think it's 20 trillion, actually. The Austrian Century Bond, so it's called the Century Bond, okay? It's a 100-year bond. Due in 2117, exploded higher and almost double in price from just above the par to an all-time high of 220 in late August. That's like a 50% return. That's huge. That's freaking phenomenal. And then Argentina too will look good. Kind of. Well, no, yeah. Well, let's leave Argentina to the side burner for right now. What a difference! Just a few weeks and a smattering of good news makes the euphoria is now officially over. As the 10-year Treasury yield surged to 1.9% from a record low of 1.42% on September 3rd, now that downward momentum has been broken, at the CTAs are accelerating in the other direction. Aha. The Austrian Century Bond is doing what its Argentina peer did last month. It is tumbling. Yeah. It tumbled. It didn't do too well. I think it lost 50% of its return pretty much in a matter of a week, right? And as of close to the close of trading in Europe, close to the trading of Europe is down 20%. Officially entering bear market. So there's the Austrian Century Bond right here. It's down 20 points. And that's huge, people. 100-year bond. What about the amount of negative yielding debt? Well, after hitting a record of high 17 trillion in August, the stock of negative debt has tumbled by 2.5 trillion to 14.5 trillion. The biggest month drop in global negative yielding debt on record. So here it is, guys. Oh my god. There's the monthly change. There it goes way back to 15 there. Oh yeah. It's records. It's records. We're looking at records here, people. And that's all she wrote. I kind of wanted to touch base on this thing. I remember the Century Bond, and it did really well against the Argentinian one, and even the safest stuff that you guys could imagine carries real risk, especially at this kind of duration. Like, I don't care how safe it seems, or I don't care how well patent it looks, you're still gonna find some sort of look at the duration, right? And it's desperation, right? And desperation for a yield, right? Among high quality good global issuers, and that's been the problem, right? The 100-year bond, guys. I don't know where they're gonna think of next. I mean, I remember this, and it kind of. Then I remember, like, wait a minute, the Austrian 100-year bond. Going through Zero Hedge, I'm like, oh, I remember this thing. Oh, what's going on? Oh, whoa, it's going into bear market. Yeah, that's where it's headed right now. So it's very interesting where things are going to be headed in the next quarter, final quarter of 2019. It's so, I don't know, guys. I'm just so excited about this. I got to report this because, everyone's watching me too for the housing market, the housing crisis, the housing crunch, the middle class getting destroyed, and the disappearance of middle class. What's safe havens? I think it's metals. I think it's silver and gold is your only safe place to hide. There's no dark spot anymore, guys. The gold is shining. Silver is shining. Comment below. Let me know.